that sucks. Oh well. Got more important things to do, like finally finishing this game. So, hey newest girl. So, we kind of left off... We kind of left off, like, at a really bad time. I have no idea how much of the game is actually left. Based on the flow chart, there might be another puzzle room and then a couple more novel sections before the ending. So, like, there's maybe, like, an hour and a half left. I might even do, like, a quick, like, once-over of one of the, maybe one or two of the scenes if I really feel like it, to make sure that, like... Because there have been certain things that have not been explained yet, and I'm sure that, like, I will really want to go back and, like, look at certain things, to basically corroborate it with the endings, or with the explanations. So we might do a little bit of that, but this might be a short stream. Depending on how short, we might do something else, but, yeah. Post-mortem, if you will. Haha! Anyway. Yeah, let's get to it. I believe this line was voice acted, but... Shit. 13 minutes. Oh no. Oh no, because... Right, because suddenly Junpei's lines aren't all voiced now. For some reason. Can we really do this? My heart feels like it's gonna pop. My heart was pounding like it was about to explode. I stared at the puzzle on the screen. I was sure I had to solve it somehow, but I had no idea how. My connection to Junpei had been gone for a while. His mind was gone. I couldn't get any more information from him. Okay, so there's like a couple of things going through my head in terms of what's going on with Akane. I'm pretty sure everyone else acknowledges that Akane is in the room. Or... I can't think of a scenario without getting into really complicated shit that would explain why maybe Junpei is imagining that Akane is there. Like... I'd have to go back through how many... I think 4 people go with June through every door. So there is a possibility that, like, because 9 doesn't affect the digital route, it's the same as not going through it. Or as not, like, tapping. But, yeah, I can't go into that. That's like... I can't even put together how that would make sense at the moment. But I do think it's interesting that Akane in Junpei's time has disappeared, and Akane in the past can no longer, like, see what's going on. I felt the seconds tick by as I stared at the screen, completely lost. My cheeks felt hot as tears poured over them. Then I heard a voice.
Hey, what are you doing?
It was muffled. I turned around. I pressed against the window in the entry door was a face. A frightening, evil face. It was Hongo. How long had he been watching me?
Don't know what to do?
He was yelling, but his voice was still muffled.
It's simple, really. But I suppose I might as well tell you. Just solve the puzzle on that machine.
His laughter was muffled by the door, but it still tore at my heart like the claws of a vicious monster. I bit my lip and glared at Hongo, struggling to hold back hot tears.
You're a terrible person! I hate you!
Oh my! How could you call a gentleman such as myself a terrible person? That's not very nice. I'm quite fair. I don't use tricks or play dirty. You see? I've even left you a way out.
A way out?
Didn't you hear me? All you have to do is solve that puzzle. Do that, and you can stop the incinerator.
I should really play that game.
What's the point of stopping it? You'll only capture me and make me do this all again. I'm not going to listen to you. If you're just going to throw me back in here, I might as well just die now.
My goodness, haven't you listened to anything I've said? I told you, I'm a fair man.
Okay, so... I've been thinking about, like, this, like, the way that Hongo has acted and been presented in the game, right? And if you were to give me the broad premise, right, that, like, hey, you have to force these people into dangerous situations to be able to prove this theory is correct. Like, you may have to actually kill people to get them to do this, right? I could absolutely see, like, a character who accepts that, but is, like, internally torn that they have to put people into these precarious situations, right? Like, so, everything up until the ending is actually dangerous, can actually kill people. And they just have to live with that. Right? Like, the idea that, like, no, I think this theory can actually work. I've got to do some awful shit to try and prove it. And I don't fucking like that. But how else am I going to prove it? The theory literally hinges upon that factor, right? I could absolutely believe that a character like this would be in Ace's position, and if he wasn't, like, and in any other circumstance, this line here would probably actually be reassurance. Like, and if you saw a character that was, like, dragging Akane back into the incinerator that was clearly not actually happy to do that, but, like, resolute in doing it, when this line comes up, I'd be like, oh, they hate the fact that they have to do this to people. Right. Like, they're actually just not plain evil. And obviously, like, incredibly morally great. But I can at least see, like, oh, fuck, this person does not actually want to, like, see people die because of this. But it's literally putting people in danger is literally the only way to do this. However, Hongo is literally evil. He is just a trope. So when this line comes up, I'm like, fuck off. Are you for real? Yeah, but they're capitalists, so why we should have seen this line coming. No, you are absolutely right. I think it would just be more interesting. So I'm not going to say that, like, they should have written Hongo to be like this, but I would be really curious to see the representation of a person who's in Hongo's position, who's like, no, the science works and all that, and is then just faced with, like, the lifetime black mark upon their mind that, like, they had to do this to actually prove it. And people actually died. Yeah. I guess Zero kind of fits that. I don't think so. I have a theory about... Well, I mean, we know who Zero is now. And that doesn't line up. Like, they're not doing it out of, they're doing it less out of a scientific necessity and more like a, I want to say a preservation, or a preservation or protection sort of, thing. Like, it's not, I believe in the science, it fucking sucks that I have to put people through this, but I need to do this. It's like, no, the only way that I can, I'm gonna shoot my shot here, the only way that I can save Junpei is to recreate the game I see happens in the future, so that I can make sure he gets out. Like, it's not quite the same. More for saving Akane than testing. Well, no, Santa isn't Zero, though. Santa, as he put it, Santa is like the secretary. And we have literal confirmation that Akane is Zero. And, like, maybe it is kind of, like, loops back in terms of, like, no, I actually need Junpei to solve this so I know the answer to this. Because at this point, it's all been Akane giving... Or, sorry, it's been Junpei going across all of the timelines and Akane gaining knowledge from that and then sending it back to Junpei so he could come down this path. And it could also be that... It could be either, right? It could be Akane needs Junpei to solve it so that she knows how to get out, or it could be the other way around, that Akane needs to set up the game to make sure that she can actually transfer the information to Junpei about how to get out. It's one of the two. Regardless, I just think it's really funny that, like, I can totally see a different character that's not Hongo in this position say, I told you I'm a fair man, and, like, you can see, like, this, like, you finally see this man, or this person, who has, like, struggled with the weight of, like, having to do this shit just to prove, because, like, you know, we could evolve humanity, blah, 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 like, whether or not you think that's good or not, you finally see the weight of, like, having to put children through this, actually break him, and him going, or break them, and actually going like, no, listen, you have to listen to me. There is a way out of this. I am begging you not to give up on this. You need to get through this. Yeah, it would be cool to explore that. Yeah, 100%. Like, not every villain needs to be that, like, completely understandable, actually has a breakdown, and you can completely understand them. Some of them can just be fucking evil. I just think it's hilarious that, like, I needed to get that off my mind, because I think it's a really interesting idea. They don't have to do that here. Hongo's an evil piece of shit, and that line is laughable.
If you solve the puzzle, the verification function of the red will in turn activate. If this experiment is to deliver valid results, there must be a chance of success. If you succeed, you will escape.
The verification function of the red?
Then I remembered. Before Hongo left the room, he had scanned 2 bracelets into the red.
Ah, so you do remember. Right now there are 2 numbers in the red. The first is 1, and the second is 3. Say, Akane, what's your number?
I looked down at my left hand. The face on my bracelet showed a 5. 1 plus 3 plus 5 equals 9. I ran to the door with a 9 on it. I grabbed the red and put my hand against the scanner panel. Right, he deactivated the verification function.
You really aren't one for listening, are you?
Yep. I hear Hongo's muffled voice from across the room.
I've already told you, didn't I? Once you solve the puzzle, the verification function of the red will activate. In other words, if you haven't solved the puzzle, you can't enter your number. What kind of fool are you?
Why are you doing this?
You could never understand. You don't know what it's like to spend every day surrounded by monkeys. Now start the experiment. Solve the puzzle.
I can't! I don't know how!
Of course you don't. Isn't that the point? You understand, don't you? Access the morphogenetic field and find the solution.
I can't!
Then you'll die. You'll burn alive. It's gonna be quite hot in there in a few minutes. I imagine it will be very painful.
His horrible laugh echoed across the room, and even after his face disappeared from the window, I could hear it.
Incineration will begin in 10 minutes.
And we probably zapped back to... oh no. I was crying, great gulping sobs broken by hiccups that shook my body. I was terrified. I could feel my fear pressing down on me like a tremendous weight. Somehow, I forced my shaking legs to carry me back to the device. I stared at the monitor.
I can't. I just can't. There's no way. I can't figure this out.
What was I going to do? I didn't know. I didn't even know where to start. Fear scattered my thoughts, and all I could think of was how I was going to die. My palms were sweating, and my blood was boiling in my veins. It was hot. So hot. I couldn't breathe. I felt dizzy. My heart roared in my chest as if it would pound itself to pieces. I reached into my pocket. I wrapped my hand around the thing I'd come back to get. The doll Junpei had given me. At least I had that. I held it tight with both hands and prayed.
Help me! Junpei! Help me! Help me! Help me! Junpei! 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 Please! Help me! Junpei!
Akane?
Akane?
Who the hell is Akane?
Shut the fuck up. Wait, okay, hold on. Yes, not everyone needs to be an Emmett Selk. Some can be a Xenos or a Fandaniel. Oh my fucking god, I want to jump right back to the beginning of the game right now. June said Junpei's name. And everyone knows Junpei's name. I don't think Junpei said Akane's? And I think, if I remember correctly, the conversation went like, oh, Akane's gonna tell everyone her own name because it's not fair, but then Seven was like, well, I get that, but no. Just... And then I think Junpei steps in and gives her a name. So I don't know if this actually means that that Junpei has just been hallucinating Akane this whole time, but...
Shut up! Just shut the hell up!
Seven and Lotus don't understand. I think Clover and Snake have an idea, though. Clover's looking at me. And I think Snake may have figured it out. No, it doesn't matter. They're in my way. Where'd she go? Maybe over here? Oh my god, Junpei, for fuck's sake.
Akane! Akane! Can you hear me? Akane! Say something!
Oh, okay, he's just... Like, yes, Snake and Clover get it. They finally understand. Okay, cool. Let me search around the room for Akane in this room. Like, Junpei, are you sure you understand what's going on? But then again, do I actually understand what's going on? Fuck. Did something break our connection? I swear I just heard her. Shit.
Akane! Answer me! Akane!
Junpei?
I spun around. I heard a voice. His voice. I looked around. He wasn't in the room, of course. But I'd heard it so clearly. Like he was right there.
Junpei!
I screamed as loud as I could.
Akane!
Junpei!
Oh my god, that effect is gonna get really disorienting. That's her. She's there. Then that means...
Akane! Akane!
Why didn't it complete the line? Are you in an incinerator right now?
Yes, I am! How did you know?
I couldn't believe that he knew that. Now I understand what Santa meant.
Right. There's only one way to help her. You were brought here to help my sister. To save Akane.
Wait, are we actually gonna, like, change the timeline with this? I think I get it now.
Incineration will begin in...
Oh my god! What if this was just a possible future? Wait, whoa, no, hold on. No. Because didn't Santa say that his sister Like, we saw that scene where Santa, like, ran back into the incinerator and screamed. I guess we don't know if that, like... like, the implication is that she was burnt to death, and we didn't really see what actually happened, so, like... I guess we don't actually know? Oh, God, my mind is, like, imploding right now.
7 minutes.
Junpei, we don't have time!
As quickly as I could, I told him that I had to solve the puzzle in order to stop the incinerator.
Got it.
And I do. I get everything now. At last, I finally understand what all of this means. I know why the nonary game was held today. I know why we were kidnapped and brought here. It was all for this moment. All of this was planned out to lead to this one moment. Oh my god. This is insane. I can't believe it, but there's only one possible answer. June is... Zero is... Akane Kurashiki. She recreated the history of the future that she had a glimpse of 9 years ago. She tried to save herself that way 9 years ago. Oh, okay, I might need to read this a couple of times. She recreated the history of... She recreated the history of the future that she had a glimpse of 9 years ago. She tried to save herself that way 9 years ago. No, she's trying to save herself right now. That means that there's only one thing for me to do. Even if this is all some sort of insane plan, I will save her. I will save Akane Kurashiki. I must save her, no matter what.
Incineration will begin in 6 minutes.
The voice reminded me of how much time I had left.
Junpei!
Yeah, I know. Just hang on, alright? I promise I'll get you out of there. I'm not gonna let you die. I promise. So don't worry, alright? Just give me a few minutes, okay?
Okay.
My voice shook as I answered. It was hot in the room. It felt like my heart was on fire. 6 minutes or not, my heart burned with my feelings for him. Oh, God. This is so fucking anime. Alright, time to get to work, Junpei. Is Snake talking to them about something? Whatever, it doesn't matter. Get out of my way.
Hey, what are you...
Just trust me, okay?
Sorry, Lotus, I didn't mean to snap, but there's a lot more at stake here than your pride. I'll apologize later, alright? Now let's have a look at this thing. We've got numbers all over this grid. I think the panels are out of order. So I just need to switch these out. Staring at it isn't going to accomplish anything. I'll just have to try it.
Just think of what I did all those times before. I'm gonna do this on my own, with my own mind. I'm gonna solve this problem.
Uh-huh. The planet Namek will explode in 5 minutes, me half an hour later. I just don't get the puzzle. When I pressed hint, numbers appeared in the empty spots on the grid. They're all single digits. I get the feeling the numbers change when I switch out the yellow squares. This square at the bottom. Why does it stay blank when I press hint? Okay. Oh, son of a bitch. Okay, hold up. Pause the fucking game. I think I desperately need a notepad for this. I think. Here we go. Alright, Okay, first I need to form a fucking theory about what the fuck I'm looking at, though. Okay, so first I need to do something. 1 is 1, 2, 2, 9, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. There we go. And I actually don't even have to number it. The Notepad ++ numbers all the lines, so that's actually all I need. What's the digital root of W? 5. So maybe maybe I have to make these all 9. Perhaps. And what? W is 32, which is 5. 5 and 3 is 8, and 1 is 9. Same with that. 6 and 3 is 9. 8 and 1 is 9, so that's 9. R is 27, which is 9. Plus 8 is 8. Digital root of 8. Plus 3 is 11, which is 2. Cool. So, I need something, I need something with the digital root of 7, which is just that, I guess. See, like, the thing is that these corners are actually easy because, like, they're mirrored along the diagonal, so you got 3s either side the 1, 3s either side the 8, so those match up easy. Up here, it looks a lot more complex, but I guess I can actually end up mirroring them a bit. I don't have enough... Oh, no, wait, I do have enough 3s, actually. So that's all mirrored. P is 25, so that's 7. 7 and 5 is 12, which is... Yep. So... actually, I'll do this the other way around. P is 25, which is 7. That's 10. So that's 1. So this needs to be something with the digital root of 8. What's D? D is 4. O is 6. What's S? S is 1. Okay, so that doesn't work. I can change the P out, which I probably want to do, because this actually doesn't add up. P is 25, so that's 7. Hold on. 3 and 8, that's 11, it's 2. Plus 6 is 8, so that just needs a 1. Okay. Oh! I did it? Question mark? Wait, what? Wait, whoa, hold on. I think I missed something. No, Alice. Oh, hang on a minute. Fucking... Oh. Damn it. That is also one of my favorite password gags. There's a character in a piece of fiction whose password is just fucking password, and it's the best. It makes so much sense in character, it's insane. Did I miss something? Was there something about, like, what I just looked at that should have given me the password? Hold on. I think I need to look at the FUD. I think I need to look at... Load, you piece of shit. Come on. I had an ex-girlfriend whose password was I have a penis. Fuck. Oh my god, it's taking so long to load. I don't know, what the fuck is the password gonna be? Like, all ice? Alice? What other significant words are associated with this experiment? It does have, this does have numbers. Okay, here's a long shot. What was the number from the coffin? Oh, fuck. 14381 Password? I'm inputting a password now, then. Are there any hints? What the hell am I supposed to put here? Yeah, Google it for me. I don't actually remember what it is. I feel like it was 1438 and then 14 and then backwards, but the last two switched. I'm pretty sure it was 14381423. Or it was 143842231. Hang on, let me try that. Fuck. Shit. What else is there? Fuck, unless I was meant to keep track of... It's a long shot. The screen appeared after I solved the last puzzle. Maybe the hint was in that one? Like, I mean, yeah, but, like, what the fuck was the hint? Really? You can't find it? Yeah, I guess people are pretty forthright with the actual number for it. Fucking shit. Maybe the leftover characters were the password? Well, that's the thing, right? There were no leftover characters. Like, what that puzzle was... like, everything that was left in the grid was a everything that was left in the grid was a number, right? Like the bottom row. Yeah, but the bottom row just spelt out password. Like, that was the thing that, like, clicked with me when I was looking at it. I was like, oh, it just spells password. I needed to switch all of the letters so that password was now on the bottom. Right? Like, the only thing I can think of is, like, there was the row of letters, and then there was a space after it, right? Like, a blank thing. So, like, maybe it's, like, it could just be the digit of... It could just be the word for the digital root of password, which would be... Let's get some music back. Which would be... Hang on. So it'd be P, which is 7, A, which is 1, so that's 8, S, which is 1, so that's 9, S again, which is 1, which means that's 1, W is 5, so that's 6, O is 6, so that's 3, because that's 12, so that's 3, R is 9, so it's 3 again, and then D is 13, which is 4, so it'd be 7. The puzzle. The answer ended up being password, and after it was an extra space. The 9th square. Maybe that's the password? Like, I did add that up correctly, right? I'm pretty sure I did. I also appreciate the game just, like, pretty much validated the thought process I had. P is 25, which is 7. 9 or 9. Oh, shut the fuck up.
Yes, that's it.
I kind of hate that it didn't actually let me put in the word... Like, I put in the word 9, but I didn't put in the fucking number. Okay, so that annoys me in a really particular way, because as a programmer, I should have known that, like, of fucking course, that was a possibility. That it could have been the number or the thing. And I tried that with 7, but I didn't try that with 9 then. Fuck me. God damn it. Yes, that's it.
Akane, did you get it?
Yes, I did! I solved it! I mean, really, you solved it for me, but I copied everything you did! Now I just have to press enter!
Then what the hell are you waiting for? Push it!
Okay, I will!
I hit the enter key.
Emergency shutdown command has been confirmed. Incineration system has been disabled.
Junpei! It worked! It worked! The incinerator shut down! It worked!
Tears rolled down my face as I cried out to him, but they were a different sort of tears. A wonderful feeling of accomplishment and relief flooded my body. At the same time, what strength I'd had left disappeared, and I collapsed to the floor. For a while, I just lay there, laughing and crying, and enjoying being alive. Every time I thought about him, I thought my heart would burst. Change the past so the past has become the present, and the new present has become the future. Time compression. I can't quite believe I did that. But I am so glad. So glad. I feel like my heart's on fire. I don't have time to be thinking about that kind of shit. I need to tell Akane.
Akane! Sorry, but things are kind of busy over here. I'm gonna have to hang up now, okay?
Junpei, how do you hang up on the morphogenetic field? I don't think that's how that works.
Oh, of course, that's fine.
I wiped the tears from my eyes and nodded vigorously, even though I knew he couldn't see me. Then I looked over at the corner of the floor. There were the 2 bracelets Hongo had left behind. That's going to be the solution to our problem.
Now.
Because 9 didn't work. Well, 7 and Lotus don't look particularly happy with me. Not a very nice look to give someone who just saved your lives, guys.
Junpei, are you...
Okay?
Ah, shut it.
Right. Okay, so maybe they have a reason to be pissed off. So what if I haven't pressed the enter key yet? Alright, nothing holding me back now. Here goes. Wait.
Incineration will begin in 90 seconds.
It doesn't sound like it's stopping. What the shit? Why isn't it stopping?
Okay, maybe I did hit the key hard enough. Just hit it again. And again. And again. Okay, that's not working either. The alarm's still going off. What the hell is going on? I've got all the right numbers in the right boxes. It's perfect. So why the fuck isn't this thing stopping?
Incineration will begin in 60 seconds.
Wait, of course. That's what the number that showed up after the puzzle... that's what the numbers that showed up after the puzzle mean. 2, 4, 5, and 7? Oh, 2, 4, 5, 7, and 8. 7 and 8 is 15, which is 6, plus 5 would be 2. Plus 4 is 6. Plus 2 is 8. So that's the number that needs to be in the door? 2 plus 4 plus 5 plus 7 plus 8. Snake, Clover, me, 7, and Lotus. Wow, what a coincidence. Then, door 9. No, that's it. That number on the door isn't a 9. It's not even a number.
It is hidden, but an exit can be found. Seek a way out. Seek a door that...
Holy shit. Of course. Then we just have to put the right number into the red and...
Incineration will begin
What? What the fuck is it?
seconds.
What the fuck is it? If it's not a 9, what the fuck is it?
Run, guys! Get to the door! Run!
Oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. Don't have much time. And I sure hope they can trust me on this one, or we are all fucked. Alright, no time to explain, just go.
Quick! Verify your numbers on the red! Verify? Who?
What combination?
All of us! We all need to verify!
Why?
You really think this is a good time to ask questions? Just do it!
Hurry, 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 hurry.
Incineration will begin in 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Central gate has been opened. Incineration system has been disabled.
Oh, thank fucking Christ. No time to be happy. Time to go.
Hurry! We've only got 9 seconds before the door closes! Go, go, go!
Come on, guys, move it. Okay, they're all through. Move it, Junpei. Just in time. And there goes the door. No, don't calm down yet. You're not done. You still gotta find the dead. Which is right there. Boy, I don't know if I'm ever gonna get used to that. Whew. God damn it, you beat me by a second. Yeah, I did.
Shit. Looks like we made it, huh?
You son of a bitch, don't. Don't you dare. Man, that guy sure can laugh when he wants to. Looks like Clover and Lotus are totally out of energy. Snake is shaking his head wearily. I just want to take a nap, but...
Akane? Akane! Can you hear me? Akane!
I want to tell her we made it. I want to tell her how good I feel. But... nothing. What was that symbol? The door opened. Standing in front of it was my brother.
Akane!
Oi!
I cried his name even though my voice was almost gone from screaming and leapt into his arms. So the timelines have now diverged. And I guess, like... Akane's visions may not necessarily be... Well, actually, maybe this does actually mean that, like... Akane can no longer see down the river because she herself is beyond a point that she can look down that path. Because, like, the explanation was obviously, like, the flow of a river, I can see all the way down. Like, I don't have to go down paths to do that. But I don't know if their position in the timeline means that they are constantly cut off from the things that are behind them. Like, I don't know if they can look... Like, they can see down the downstream from the time that they're in, but can they see across to other streams entirely? I think is the question here. Because that connection with Akane may have just broken because the timeline moved on, I guess, but... I cried his name, even though my voice was almost gone from screaming, and leapt into his arms.
Oh, oi!
Akane!
I buried my face in his chest and cried again. I cried and cried and cried. The steady thump of his heart in my ear made me feel like I was home. There is also the possibility that a lot of the stuff we were told was just a lie to make sure that we thought that Akane was dead, blah 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 blah. They use the power of waking to travel to a new world line. Alright. Its beat was almost like a lullaby. I wrapped my arms around him as far as they would go and held him as tight as I could. Just to be there felt like a miracle. I hadn't felt the warmth of another human body in what had seemed like an eternity. I just wanted to stay there in his arms forever. But I couldn't. The moment I'd passed through the door, my bracelet had begun the countdown to death. I leapt away from him and looked around. Oh my god, please tell me she picked up the fucking bracelets. The door had already closed. I spotted the dead only a short distance away. It took me only a moment to get to and scan all the bracelets. Okay, ho. You won't get it, but the real ones who catch the VOD will appreciate it. I guess so. I left the ones Hongo had dropped on the scanner panel. That was it. I took a deep breath and looked around again. The huge detective, who we'd call 7 in 9 years, and Snake, the blind boy, were looking at me. They seemed to have been utterly stunned by my sudden appearance. Their eyes were wide and their mouths hung open.
Alright, let's get out of here. If we don't book it, we might run into Hongo again.
Aoi was right. It was time we got moving. The mention of Hongo seemed to jar 7 and Snake out of their surprise, and they nodded. We took off running and up the spiraling stairs to freedom. Time for more running. But if they can get us out of here, no wonder we're running so hard. My heart's beating so hard I can barely hear. God, I can't wait to breathe real air again. Huh? Is 7 talking?
Hey, Junpei, can I ask you something?
What's up?
That door, the one with the 9 on it. Why'd it open?
Yeah, all 5 of us verified our numbers on the red. 2 plus 4 plus 5 plus 7 plus 8 is 26. That makes our digital route 8. It shouldn't have opened.
That's not like you, Lotus. I thought you would have figured it out already.
Huh? Why?
Because you were the person who taught me about the idea of bases.
Bases?
Yeah. What are the 2 numbers in base 2?
0 and 1.
How about base 10?
That goes from 0 to 9, right?
Then how about base 16?
0 through F. After 9, it starts at A and goes from there. B, C, D, etc.
Oh, it's a fucking P. Oh, it was a P. It was a P. Okay, I don't know what that noise was. It was P. Oh, sorry, no, it was Q. It was a lowercase q. And a lowercase q in base 36 is 26, which is 8. Wow. Yeah. Okay.
You're right. In other words, A in base 16 is 10 in base 10. B is 11, C is 12, D is 13, and so on.
So, what about it?
You don't get it? What if we keep going with that pattern? What if you go way past base 16 all the way to base 27?
Base 27?
Yeah.
This is to go even further beyond.
Well, the numerical digits are the same. So, I guess you'd add alphabetical digits. E is 14, F is 15, G is 16,
H is 17, I is 18, J is 19.
K is 20, L is 21, M is 22.
N is 23, O is 24, P is 25.
Yeah, and? What comes after that?
Q.
26!
And what does that mean?
That wasn't a 9 on the door.
It was a Q! A fucking lowercase q!
Yep, that's pretty much it.
Bruh. Gigahex breaker.
I guess to put it another way, you could say that it was a 9 in base 10, but a Q in base 27.
That's not... No. Shut up, Junpei. That doesn't make sense. God, my thighs are killing me. Good. I swear any moment now I'm gonna tear a muscle. I feel like every single cell of my body is dying for air. Also, what happened to Ace and Santa? And also, where was... What the fuck happened with the Akane that was around with us? Like, the actual fuck is going on? Damn, every breath I take is a chore now. I feel like my lungs are gonna burst. Maybe just a short rest. No. Can't stop. Don't have time. Come on, legs. There can't be many more of these steps left. Let's run. Run, like a bullet down a rifle barrel. Like a tornado cutting through a sea of clouds. I feel like we're running along the back of a giant coiled dragon. Finally. Jesus, I can barely breathe. No, Junpei, no time to rest. Pull yourself together. You're almost there.
All right, I'm gonna open it.
Yeah.
Yes, we're finally here.
Please do.
Sure, you look like a big, heavy door. But you're the only thing standing between me and my freedom. But even more important than that, you're the only thing standing between me and Akane. You're gonna open, and you're gonna open now. I felt a hand on my shoulder. It was Aoi's. He gave it a small, reassuring squeeze. I was so happy I felt like I could melt. My heart was at peace. Not only because my brother and I were back together again. Thanks to the huge detective, all 9 of us who had been kidnapped. Finally able to escape from the gigantic. On the distant horizon we could see the faint outline of the ship as it sank. It gave a thunderous roar as it finally slipped beneath the waves. Its last cry echoed out across the ocean, and then it was gone.
It's over.
Aoi whispered.
Yeah.
It was over. It was finally over. Or was it? Was it really? No. That was wrong. That wasn't it at all. I was sure of it. This wasn't the end. It was only the beginning. This was only a prologue to what would happen in 9 years. Yes, finally, air. Gah. Damn, that sun is bright. I can barely see anything. Huh. Gotta admit, doesn't look quite like... Wait.
No way.
You have got to be shitting me. Were they in fucking Nevada this whole time?
What?
It can't be.
This is...
Oh my god, they were.
This is the building in the Nevada desert.
That's why the door at the end has a Q on it, because they were Team Q.
the mock experiment building.
Oh my god. This whole time we were in Building Q.
Sure enough, that's a desert out there, with mountains all around it. Hello there, son. Boy, am I ever glad to see you. Well, I guess there's actually no danger. They can go back down and see, they can go back down and retrieve Santa and that. I don't think I've ever been so happy to see a sunrise. Huh? Did I just hear something fall? Oh, the bracelets, yeah. Why didn't Akane's fall off in the submarine ending? I need answers. Right, our bracelets. Guess I've never really got a good look at the underside of these. One of these. Let's see what's inside here. Just a little electronic chip like an ATM card. That's it. There's nothing else. Nothing that even looks like a detonator. Well... Junpei. Oh. Maybe some of the bracelets were fake? I don't know. There was never a detonator to begin with. Figures.
Akane.
Jumpy.
I assume the boat from the intro was from 9 years ago. Yeah, so, yeah, I should have mentioned that at the beginning. I realized that at the, after the last stream, that, the opening was probably Akane, jostling awake to find that she had access to Junpei's, perspective. Because I think in their explanation, once the whole conceit of the game is revealed, is that it started happening when Akane started participating in the game. Like, she woke up to find herself in the mind of Junpei 9 years later. Guess I must be pretty crazy about the girl if I think I'm hearing her voice in the wind. Maybe you actually heard her voice, Junpei. Stupid, yeah. God damn. What a fucking phenomenal game. Although, like, okay, so I still don't... Is there a post-credit scene? I don't know. I guess we're gonna find out. I still don't quite understand... And, like to some extent, I don't think it needs, like, an explicit explanation. But I'm kind of surprised they didn't go into, like, who the fuck who the fuck June was. I think I am actually legit confused as to what the intention was for that, right? Morphogenetic field voice. And there's Ed Bosco. Okay. That's a minor detail, honestly. God damn. This game... Like...
Are you okay?
So, okay, so hold on a second. So they showed a picture in the credits just then that we had not seen of a scene lit very similar to this and of Junpei being beat up. And if they literally put that in the credits before we saw the fucking post-credits scene, I'm going... Why? I guess those are just tidbits from down the flow.
Oh, come on. This is nothing.
Really?
Yeah.
You don't look okay.
It was just before the end of elementary school. Junpei and I were sitting next to each other on a small hill looking down at the town as the sun slowly set.
How does it look then?
He was half serious and half joking. I thought about it for a minute first.
Well, let's see.
Yeah, there we go. 14 did that with the 5.55 credits too. Oh yeah, they did. Yeah, they did too. I forgot about that.
It looks like you kissed a toad and got warts, but then they just kept growing and growing and growing.
What does that even mean?
Junpei grinned and...
Ow, 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 ow.
See? I told you you're not okay. You're too reckless. You can't beat 5 8th graders, Jumpy. That's crazy.
I mean, based on his knuckles, it looks like he at least gave it a fair shot.
Yeah, but I couldn't just stand there. I mean, don't you think so? I had to do something.
Look at the Nevada desert go past. For an SUV, this thing has a pretty smooth ride. Sure, it's nice of someone to leave it for us outside the building, keys in the ignition and gas in the tank. Sure was nice of someone to do that. Like you didn't just establish that this entire thing was orchestrated by a person that can see into the future. Junpei, what the fuck? Almost like it was a present, you know? I guess he's being facetious. Anyway, we jumped in and now here we are, screaming across the desert. Stupid, yeah. Lotus is over there in the passenger seat. Snake and Seven and I are all squeezed into the back seat here. Still can't believe we let her drive.
Woohoo! This is so fun!
Wait, what the fuck happened to Snake, Ace, and June?
This is so awesome! Driving is so great when there's nothing around. And there's no speed limit.
Hey, Clover, watch those bumps, all right? This car jumps even a little, and I think I'm gonna get crushed to death.
Hey, shut it. I can't help if I'm big, all right? Suck it up.
Why don't you drive, Seven?
I'm a cop. I ain't gonna break the law.
He doesn't have an international license.
Yeah, but you could have sat in the passenger seat.
Oh, hell no. There's no way I'm giving this seat up.
You tell them, Lotus.
And Clover, there's no need to slow down.
Is Snace their ship name? Shut the fuck up. Newest girl? No. Bad. My stream skipped, so it sounded like you said Snace and June. Oh. God.
The car Santa and June are in should be somewhere down this road ahead of us.
Oh, okay. What?
Yeah, I saw some fresh tire tracks going out. There's no doubt about it.
Then we've got to hurry if we want to catch them, don't we?
Sure thing.
Oh, shit. God damn it, she doesn't have to drive so fast. No. We love a heavy-footed, oh, fuck, what's the phrase? Is it heavy foot? Where, like, someone's, like, really generous with the accelerator? Lead foot. Thank you. That was it. Yes, we love a woman with a lead foot. God. Man, I didn't even think a car like this could go this fast. We're sure throwing up a lot of dust. It was a couple of hours after we'd run into the junior high students. They'd been hiding in the bushes on the back of one of the hills, drenching a cat in gasoline. What the... Fucking what? The moment we saw what they were doing, Junpei ran up to them, furious.
Hey! What the hell are you doing?
That's fucked up! Like, before I was gonna say that, like, Junpei, yeah, I don't think, unless you were literally being threatened, I don't think swinging at 5 8th graders is a good idea. Never mind that. Fucking swing for the fences, my man. He quickly scooped up the kitten and tossed it to me. I caught it and ran for the police station as fast as I could.
Help me! Officer, please! You have to come with me!
Policeman and I headed back to the hill. All we found was Junpei sprawled on the ground with a face covered in big swelling lumps.
You couldn't run away after you threw the kitty to me?
I asked him. He stuck his tongue out through the hole in his mouth where a tooth had fallen out.
Yeah, I guess I could've.
Then why didn't you?
I didn't want to. I wanted to beat him up. Beat him up real good.
Mm-hmm.
Because of what they were doing to the kitty.
Yep.
Yeah, that too, but I think they were the ones behind those murders our first semester. Remember?
Huh?
Oh, you mean the bunnies.
Oh, yeah, that would track.
Yeah, the bunnies.
He plucked some grass from the ground and tossed it into the wind.
They asked me what elementary school I was from, so I told them. And then they said they'd do the same thing to you that they did to the rabbits. I couldn't forgive them for that, so I...
Hey, there's still some stuff I don't get.
Of course, they probably don't know any more than I do.
Like Ace. Well, I guess I should say Guitaro Hongo. Why did he create the Nonary Project? Anybody? Any ideas?
Why don't you ask him yourself?
Oh, yeah, I guess I could.
He's still in the trunk, I assume?
Oh. Okay, so off screen we basically, like, took care of everything. Then, yeah, okay, that's neat. Yeah, he is. Still tied up, I'm assuming, with his mouth taped shut. His eyes just look empty, no emotion. He looks like he's just given up. I wonder if he even cares what happens to him anymore.
Hey, were you listening to us?
Yeah, go ahead and try to pretend you weren't, you old bastard. Let's get that tape off your mouth.
Come on, I know you were. Answer me.
Could at least look at me when you talk, man.
I only wanted to see the faces. Human faces. I thought if I could gain the ability to access the morphic field set, then perhaps I could see faces.
Oh. Huh.
By peering into people's minds, you could understand how they were processing the expressions of others.
That's it?
Yes. If you want to put it simply, but if you are looking for a more philosophical answer, I can supply that as well. You see, the human collective consciousness...
There it is. And the game is just like, okay, yeah, we don't need that explanation. Don't worry about that. That's amazing. Yeah, shit. I didn't actually, like, think about that at the time, but, like, you would honestly feel pretty isolated and detached from other people, like, never being able to distinguish faces. And, like, I guess, like, Lotus pretty much postulated that you can pretty much always, like, well, you should pretty much always be able to, like, distinguish people by other features, right? Like clothes, you can probably do it by hair. I don't know if you could do it for, like, piercings. That's actually an interesting thing. I wonder if, like, human features wouldn't stand out, but, like, metal and other things would stand out like that. But, like, generally speaking, like, everyone looks exactly the same, or everyone looks indistinguishable to you, and that would probably isolate you from a lot of people in some ways. Like, and finding some other means of, like, being able to, like, either subvert, like, get around that limitation, or simply finding another way to kind of, like, not really connect, but, like, redress that problem. Like, in terms of his reasoning, I didn't actually think of that, and I think, like, ask prosopagnosia. Yeah. Because there's, just thinking about it right now, there is, like, a joy sometimes to recognizing a person and, like, seeing it's like, oh, hey, it's you, haven't seen you in ages, or, oh, that's, like, one of my best friends, you know, like, I enjoy seeing them. And, like, instantly being able to pick up that it's them is, like, like, being able to instantly recognize who they are is, like, something that we take for granted, and obviously, like, there's a whole, like, dopamine, blah, 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 that, like, seeing other people you are good friends with or that you like obviously has on a person. So, like, a person who doesn't get that from a person being just them is... Oh, I'm Googling it right now, I guess. I guess it on the autism spectrum? I probably wouldn't... No, I have literally no idea if that is even analogous to the same thing, but... Oh, you're talking about, like, the potential isolation that can come from it. Yeah, I could see that. But, yeah, like, I guess I never really thought about that. And it's interesting that was actually the motivation. It's like, listen, I can't connect with people the way everyone else does. So, like, I'm gonna find a thing that, A, lets me actually connect like that, and B, actually lets me connect to other people as well. Like, yeah. Obviously, he still turns into an insane dipshit, but, yeah. Time for the tape to go back on.
Alright, so what's your second question?
You said there were some things you didn't get, didn't you?
Well, somebody's a little nosy.
Well, my next question doesn't really have anything to do with you two. This is for you, Seven. It's about the whole Alice thing. What's the deal with that?
Well, see, 9 years ago, after I escaped from the Gigantic, I kept going after Hongo on my own, hoping I'd catch him when he finally slipped up.
Sorry, Seven, I can't hear you over the fucking speeding SUV.
During the course of my investigations, I learned a lot more about the Gigantic. I also found out about Bourdain and Alice.
You're not really answering my question. Was there actually a girl who wouldn't melt at room temperature?
Sounds like Hongo has something to say. Alright, fine, I'll let you talk, but you gotta behave.
What?
Alice doesn't exist. 9 years ago, I found Alice's coffin behind the library on the bottom deck. There was nothing in it but the root of a peculiar plant. My research determined that it was a member of the genus Mandragora, of the family Solanaceae, and was able to extract a particular alkaloid from it. I used that extract to create Soapary. Its creation was a tremendous boon to my firm, and we grew rapidly.
Steve Wozniak has it. I guess. Wait. Fuck, I know that name. Apple co-founder. Right, yes, yes. Shit, this is gonna go on forever. Tape's going back on, Hongo. The rest of my questions can wait a bit. Okay, so, like, yeah, we were all talking about those, like, oh, they actually exist, but, like, no, like, they don't actually. Yeah. Interesting. For now, I think I'll just enjoy the ride. Like, all of that stuff is pretty...
This is for you.
All of that stuff is pretty much just a pretense to begin the conversations about morphogenetic fields and the idea that that is a thing that could be. And a lot of people pointing to other phenomena where it seems like things happen at the same time for no reason. Like, both natural phenomena and, like, human phenomena. Yeah, yeah, the game, I guess, doesn't, like, uses those examples of, like, well, it could be, and then goes on to then give us the foundation of, like, the conceit of the game.
What's this?
This is, for you, doll. His name is Junpei.
Junpei pulled something out of his pocket and shoved out his arm toward me. In his hand was a doll made of yarn, small enough to fit in his palm.
Junpei, are you sure it's, for you, doll?
Huh? Yeah, the lady at the shop said so that means it's for you, right?
Are you sure it's not a voodoo doll?
One more time. Fucking Junpei.
Wait, what? That's... Oh, man. Oh, man.
Well, it sure looks like a voodoo doll. I mean, you do know what a voodoo doll is used for.
Oh,
right?
God. This was the moment that Akane became an occult girl.
Yeah, I guess calling it Junpei isn't a very good idea, then.
Why are you giving me this anyway? It just seems really sudden.
Oh my god, and that's the thing she has in the fucking incinerator. She, like, literally has a voodoo doll of Junpei as she's literally communicating it with him into the future. Oh my god, that's so on the nose. I love that. This was the inciting incident. It sure fucking was.
Well, you know how after June, we aren't gonna get to see each other too much?
After June?
I mean, we're gonna be in different schools, and I just thought I'd, you know,
Oh, okay, well, how about we call it June, then?
Okay.
Huh.
So, I wanted to give you this.
You sound like some sort of tribal chief in a bad movie.
Yes. I, head of tribe.
Junpei, no.
This doll, traditional charm of tribe.
Junpei, no.
So I give this.
Junpei, stop.
Me.
Stop it.
So we always together.
Oh, Junpei.
That's really cringe, Junpei. Stop it.
If something bad, then hold and pray. I go wherever you are. So here, take.
Reached my hand out and picked up the doll gently.
Thank you so much, Junpei.
I should point out that that's not just this bit needs to stop. I should point out this is actually a JPVA trying to speak English. Well, I should point out that, like, the reason I say it's cringe is not because, oh, that's really sappy. It's like, tribal chief voodoo doll fucking speaking broken English. Let's not do too much of that. Before I knew it, I was crying. Tears streamed down my face and fell onto June's tiny yarn body.
Oh, Junpei. I'll never forget you.
That voodoo doll would actually grow up to be Akane, to be gamer moment, yeah. That voodoo doll would later grow up to be the June in the Nonary game, and that's how Akane was... No, that's fucking stupid.
I promise.
Junpei looked straight into my eyes and said just 5 words.
I'll never forget you either.
The sky was a beautiful crimson red as it melted down toward the horizon. The last golden rays of sunlight stretched out across the city and painted themselves across the hills. We sat bathed in the warm light of evening. Just the two of us, leaning gently against one another, shoulder to shoulder. Oh my god, it's also a sunrise in the future as well. Sun set, and we still didn't leave. We watched in silence as the darkness deepened, and one by one the lights of the town began to flicker on. The voodoo doll was part of Gamergate. Shh, fucking... It's the one thing I don't get. There's just one more thing. It's the biggest mystery as far as I'm concerned, and also the only one that's really important. It has to do with June and Akane. 9 years ago, she died in the incinerator on the Gigantic. But she's still alive now as June. But how? Was it because I tapped into the morphic field set and saved her 9 years ago? Alright, let's say that makes some kind of insane sense. If I did that, then... How do I make sense of what Seven remembers? Snake makes sense. He's blind. He couldn't have seen her body anyway. But Seven... He said he was sure he saw it. Does that mean there's some kind of historical discrepancy? could you fucking imagine if they just cut to a time paradox game over screen? It's like, the second Junpei realizes is the moment that the timeline collapses. Or, wait. Maybe that's not it at all. There is one other logical explanation. Bad end. Final Fantasy 13-2 has all kinds of weird paradox endings. Is what you told me the truth, Seven? You look satisfied. No. No way. He couldn't...
Hey, look! Over there! There's somebody next to the road.
Wait! No! Hold on! Wait! Whoa. If Akane was in on it... Okay, hold on. So, we know that Aoi is in on the whole thing, and we're still working with the idea that Akane is Zero, which I think has more or less been literally confirmed by the game. Like, I think there's no reason to dispute that. Was Seven in on it this whole time?
Huh? What? Hmm?
Excuse me? Well, it is a time dimension travel-based game. I mean, this is true. The burning gaze of the Nevada sun pounded down on her head. The desert around her rippled with heat. Standing there, on that shimmering plain, was a woman, her arm out and her thumb up. It would not be long before Junpei realized who she was. Only melts in 96-degree heat. I guess it would get that hot out in Nevada. Why is that achievement? Don't forget your towel. What? Would you like to save the information? Yeah, absolutely. We did it. Access the flowchart or return to the title screen to begin again. Yay! We fucking do it. God damn. Let's do it all over again. No. No, let's not do that. That's a silly idea. Yeah, fuck it, I'll save it again. Why not? Yes. I'll go to the options screen just so we... actually... No, I guess that last thing doesn't actually, have a thing. This is the only screen that has music here, so, can't believe Alice is real. So, yeah, hold on. Maybe the... Yeah, so, okay, I think that seems to imply that Seven was in on this whole thing. Along with Santa. Like... Because, yeah, and like Seven would be the one to imply that Akane was dead. To plant in Junpei's mind that Akane had perished in the incinerator, so that when he gets to that moment, he actually is under pressure to save her. Which would create the circumstances for accessing the morphogenetic field. Because if he knows that Akane is going to be safe, and he knows he's going to solve it, he may not actually access the morphogenetic field because he's not under that pressure. So this whole time, this whole thing... I mean, we didn't quite touch on the fact that, like, we did murder... Like, this incident is responsible for murdering for 3 very, very prominent, people in, a huge corporation. Which... Like, I don't want to sit here and be like, that didn't get resolved, so that doesn't make sense. Like, you wouldn't set this whole thing up to capitalist stocks. Well, like, I think the thing I was, like, thinking is just, like, it would probably be in bad faith to argue that, the whole thing was set up, like, well, I guess you could argue that, like, no one besides the people who are going to die by Ace's hand I don't know how that explains the other endings, though. Like, I guess, like... Well, I guess the point is that, like, those endings didn't canonically happen. Those are Akane looking through the flow of time to gather all the information she can to help Junpei once he gets to the incinerator. And what she needs to do in the future is also set up the entire game. I guess actually kill, like, the 9th man, the guy dressed up as Snake, and the captain. I don't remember their actual names, so they're just gonna be known as that. Oh, Mr. X. Sorry, Mr. X. How could I forget? One of them was Mr. X. One of them was absolutely Mr. X. Yeah, like, the whole thing, the deaths of the 3 members of the, first, of the first Nonary game, the deaths of the 3 of the 4 people involved with first organizing the Nonary game. Yeah, like, because on one hand, it's completely understandable that, like, oh yes, Akane in the future had to orchestrate the Nonary game to create the circumstances that would allow her to live. Because God only knows what happens if they don't, right? Like, we could guess that that's the case, right? And that's like, so that's like completely understandable, completely justifiable. Like, yeah, that in like on the surface is like, yeah, okay, that makes a whole lot of sense. But I think it's interesting that it goes kind of underlooked that, like, no, Akane murdered 3 people involved with the Nonary game. But then again, I guess they were all out in the fucking Nevada desert, so who's gonna know, who's gonna give a fuck, sort of thing. And like, that's, honestly, I probably guess that that's not something you're meant to really think about too much. Who the fuck cares? Like, that's such a minor detail compared to, like, the way that the whole thing is constructed, and the whole conceit of Akane basically, in the past and in the future, setting everything up to be able to get herself out of the incinerator. Fuck, what a phenomenal fucking game. And, like, I guess you could argue, too, that the 3 people dying during the Nonary game, like, not only just gets revenge for you know, Akane, because fuck them, and yeah, big mood. But also helps in creating the circumstances that will help save Akane, because if Junpei sees that people are dying, and that people can die, then he is also put under pressure to get everyone in the incinerator in the future out, as well as help Akane in the past. And like, because on one hand, I want to say that, like, like, I'm having a hard time pinning down, like, not my opinion, but, like, my interpretation of Akane's character. Because if you take the future in isolation, this woman orchestrated a death game to specifically kill 3 people that put her through the same test years ago, and can see into the future, like, legitimately can see into the future, or at least did in the past, right? Like, literally has knowledge of of future events. Or, sorry, no. Let's take that in isolation first. So, like, on one hand, you've got Akane, the woman who set up Akane, who is Zero. Well, yeah, let's say it like that. You've got Zero, right? The person who orchestrated the game specifically to kill 3 people involved with the previous test, to say fuck you to them, and also set up the circumstances to ensure that Junpei manages to save the people in the incinerator, right? Because if it doesn't go like that, other people are in the incinerator, who the fuck knows what's gonna happen? Like, I guess Akane would technically, but, like, that's like an extremely driven, that is a person who is extremely driven, like, will murder and kill for her own goals. Fuck, I'm struggling to think of the word I would use to describe her character. Wonder how much of the revenge murders were her and how much was Santa. Well, that's also an interesting question too. Like, we haven't even gotten to that, but so yeah, like, in Zero, like, the Akane that is Zero is like a fucking ruthless woman. Like, who the fuck knows what they're gonna do with Alice? Like, are they gonna rock up and sorry, not Alice. Who the fuck knows what they're gonna do with fucking Ace? Like, is everyone else gonna roll up to Santa and Akane, and then Santa just pulls out the gun? Like, are they just gonna execute him in the desert and drive off? Like, because in isolation, the Akane that is Zero probably would do that. The complicating factor, though, is the whole idea that Akane has seen into the future, right? So, like, do you interpret that as, like, this is what could happen, and Akane chooses to make sure that that happens? Or do you interpret that as it must happen, therefore Akane has to? Because the former, like, speaks more to the ruthless interpretation of Akane, who is just, like, will murder the people involved in the previous test because fuck all of them. No one else is going to be in danger, and there is the obvious, like, thing that people could die. The Akane Ouroboros, yeah, more or less. So, like, that would speak to that. But the latter speaks more to, like, no, I have to do this to save myself. I will die if I do not create the circumstances that I have seen in the future to be able to save myself. Right? God, that's a really interesting character to try and analyze, because, like, the difference between Zero and I, or, sorry, the fact that Zero and I overlap makes it a really complicated thing to kind of read into. Fuck, that's really, really interesting. Yeah, and I guess, like, that thing at the end, like, yeah, the thing at the end with Seven is just, like, yeah, he was involved. He knew what was up as well, I guess. Although, like, so this raises a couple of questions, right? Because I think everyone involved was involved for a very specific reason, right? Well, actually, hold on. How many people were actually in on this, then? Because if Seven was also in on this, or the implication is that he might have been, like, surely Snake and Clover were in on this too, right? Although, no, they probably weren't, because one of the endings is literally Clover killing everyone because Snake died. Only one who seems to not fit is Lotus. Yeah, that's what I was going to get to. So, like, the Ninth Man, yeah, that's obvious. The Captain and Mr. X, they're all obvious. Ace, obvious. Snake was involved. He knows how the nonary game works. Clover... Well, actually, Clover is the only one in my mind... Clover is another one in my mind that may not fit. Although, I guess Clover being there... Well, I don't know. Like, yeah, this is really, again, tough to unpick, too, because you have to account for the fact that Akane saw into the future. So it may not even be that Lotus and Clover... Well, no. Lotus and Clover deliver a lot of contextual information about the morphogenetic fields. Which is something that could help Junpei, like, actually try and access it. So I guess them being, like... Akane sees into the future and sees Lotus and Clover are there, but like, that's not their only importance. They deliver really important information about how the nonary game works and how the morphogenetic fields could work in concept that become important later on. Yeah, oh fuck, that... It would take me a while to, like, really untangle my thoughts on that whole thing, because the fact that someone in the past knows what's going to happen means that you need to look at it from that angle. And it's like, okay, you're not just looking at it like someone who's just organizing a game to make sure everyone in it is involved for a reason. It's, no, there is a reason outside of the person organizing that game to have those people in there, and what is that? I'm going to be thinking about this game for the rest of my life. This is easily one of my favorite games ever, I think. And, like, obviously, given time, it might float down a little bit more in, like, my favorite. And there's two more. There sure are two more. Yeah, goddamn. Holy shit. I can see why people think of this game so highly. This is fucking amazing. Yeah, God. Yeah, like, not only from, like, a mechanical sort of, like, and narrative design standpoint, because obviously there's a lot to be said about the way that the player and I's intertwined experience of the game is really important to well, like, puts the player in the position that they can easily pick up what's going on and like how this person would experience it, because it is literally the way we experience the game. But there's, like, a lot of really interesting interpretation stuff here, specifically surrounding Akane, that, like, I would love to think about a lot more, but, it would probably be hours of me just talking at the screen, and my brain is already, like... This week has been very busy. I've been going fucking, like, I've been running at 110% all week, and, like, programming can take it out of me a lot. The puzzles are definitely the most whatever part of the game. Sure. I mean, like, contextually, that does, like, make a lot of sense, because, like, the Nonary game is literally meant to, the Nonary game, in and of itself, is meant to be kind of abstract enough that people can just solve it out of context, such that they can, like, pass that information on and that. So, like, it starts off easy and obviously gets, like, far more complex the deeper you go. And I think that's, like, pretty, like, reasonable and consistent. Like, the puzzles are definitely where the game makes, like, the only misstep I would talk about, and that's just the only misstep I can even think of, and that's, like, sometimes some things aren't signposted as well as they probably could be. Like, the navigation room is the one that immediately comes to mind, where it was a bit confusing what puzzles and what in order you should be doing things in. It wasn't quite as clear as it could have been, but, like, that's literally my only criticism of the game. I think it gets a lot of legwork out of the digital root concept, which is actually kind of amazing. I didn't think they get so much out of it as they did, but the mirror on the drawer, well, yeah, there was that too. No, to be absolutely fair, I didn't spin the thing around, and I did that with, like, literally every other item before that, I think, so... I am more than willing to admit that is on me, 100%. But no, like, I think the puzzle, like, maybe it's just because, like, it's particularly mathy and abstract, but, like, I enjoyed those puzzles a lot. But obviously, I don't think that's, like, the main thing people, like, really enjoy about the game. Like, obviously, the narrative and how it's structured is the biggest thing about it. Yeah. Fuck. I cannot wait to play the next one. So speaking of, I will not be streaming tomorrow. I'm going to lunch with family, and I'm not going to be able to make it up within the regular time slot. I don't think I'm going to be making up for that tonight. I don't think I'll make up for it at all, honestly. I think, like, I need a kind of chill week. Or, like, a week where I can just turn off entirely. And what little energy I had for being switched on for a stream has definitely completely left me after going through all of that just then. Yeah. So yeah, next weekend we will be beginning Virtue's Last Reward, which is the sequel. So I don't want to jinx myself. I don't think this week is going to be... I don't think the coming week is going to be any less busy. So we may just do more Dark Knight during the week. Although I am gonna do a lot of Fusion in Persona off stream, so maybe I'll be a little bit more in the mood for Strikers if I don't have to think about that. But yeah, I'll do that off stream. Hell, like, you know what? Maybe if I really want to, maybe I'll stream that tonight. Like, me just sitting there shooting and doing fusions and shooting the shit. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But yeah, so hopefully during the week I can get back to Strikers if I finish that up. Otherwise, we'll probably do some Dark Knight stuff. And then Friday's up in the air, as it always is. So 50-50, it's going to be Persona or 14, but there's also the rare instances of me taking a day off. I'm in quarantine for the next 3 days, so I'm here for whatever. Oh, that's good to know. I guess. Oof. I feel like that was a bad way to say that. Wait, just 3 days in ISO, though? Oh, I guess you're probably waiting for a test. That makes sense. Yeah, so hopefully some Persona during the week. And then we will start VLR next weekend. Yeah. So yeah, again, no stream tomorrow. Maybe something tonight. Vax just waiting for a negative test. Ah, yeah, right. Yeah, because when I regularly stream tomorrow, is like dead in the center of that lunch that I'm going to be having. So usually I start at 11, we're having lunch at 12:30, and I'm probably not going to be done until like 2 or 3, so like, it's just completely out of the question. Which kind of sucks. Off the back of that ending, I am really keen to get into VLR, but I guess we'll have to wait for next weekend. But at least then I'll have back-to-back days to actually get a good chunk through it, maybe even see an ending. I don't know how long VLR is, or if it's going to be any longer or whatnot, but yeah. Anyway, I'm waffling at this point. Yeah. Holy shit, please buy this game if you haven't. Not many games do this kind of, like, really intensely interesting narrative design. And I think it's really important. Like, obviously this game is fucking ancient in the grand scheme of things. And, like, the writer for this game has moved on to do, like, AI the Somnium Files, I think he's involved with. I know he was involved in the World's End Club. I think I'm remembering that correctly. yeah. Obviously, this is ancient, but, like, holy shit, I would highly suggest getting this anyway, because, like, more this, or more things in this vein. Because, yeah, goddamn. But I guess we got 3 more games to go, so. Like, obviously, on the other hand, though, like, these are the kinds of games that cannot be forced to be made. Like, I'm of the opinion that Danganronpa should not continue. I think it did all it could with the concept. I think leaving it where that left off is actually the best way to leave it. I know that some people don't like the ending of 3, or V3, sorry. For reasons that I've heard a few reasons and I don't like some of them, but I've found that when it comes to, like, narrative and interpretation of story and stuff like that, I get really intense with people who make what I perceive to be facetious or disingenuous arguments, or arguments that just don't understand, like, the story or interpretation, or the interpretations of it. So, like, as much as I'm like, yes, more of these, it's like, this kind of game can't exist if it's forced to be made, because, like, the concepts just go dry, and that's probably why, you know, Danganronpa has been left where it is, the Zero Escape series has been left where it is, because we can stop with that and move on. We can stop there and move on, rather. Still, you should fucking buy this game. It's really good. It also comes in a pair with VLR, so yeah. Super good. God. Yeah, like I said, I feel like I'm gonna be thinking about this game for forever now. God damn. Which is why I keep, like, pausing and just stopping and thinking, because, like, yeah, anyway, I need to stop the stream now or we're gonna have another hour of this. Ooh, we've got a few people, actually. I wonder if Charles is still streaming. He is. Is he about to finish? How long has he been streaming? He has been streaming for 4 hours. Alright, he may not have too much left, and I think he's doing the first boss of, Persona 5, so we'll jump over to him. Charles. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. Charles is good. He's playing Persona. Charles is good, and he's playing Persona. No fucking spoilers. Thank you. Like, he has played through a part of the game before, I think up to this point, up to the point he's at, but no fucking spoilers. I will retroactively ban you in my own chat for spoilers in someone else's. Congrats on clearing a game off the backlog. Yes. Oh, God, that feels good. After the way the Ace Attorney trilogy went, I'm glad we got this through relatively quickly, because that trilogy lagged on forever for reasons that weren't just me being bad at the game. But yeah. So yeah, give Charles love. He's a good boy. And I'll wrap up here. So thank you very much for watching live or on the VODs. I really appreciate it. I hope you all have a lovely day, and I hope to see you all next time.